morning, we're Jacob and Jenny, and we have arrived in Cartagena, Colombia.
We are looking forward to spending today just exploring this beautiful colonial city and just soaking up all of the history that it has to offer. Cartagena is a colonial port town that the Spaniards set up as really their gateway into the northern part of South America. It's where they would ship all of their plundered gold out of the Americas and back to Spain. So that made this city incredibly wealthy and incredibly vulnerable and a good target for pirates and other enemies. And it was actually attacked famously by Sir Francis Drake, who ransacked the whole city and plundered a bunch of gold to bring back to Britain. So after that, they built a bunch of fortifications all around, including the walls that are still surrounding the city. And the city here looks pretty much like I imagine it did back then. It is just gorgeous. But now we are going to take a free walking tour to get a little more in depth on the history of this beautiful city.
So we were going to do a free walking tour today that we scheduled ahead of time, but unfortunately due to, I think, some sort of striking that's going on, the English tour guide wasn't able to come. So we just found out that we wouldn't be able to take a tour. So we're going to try to figure out how to organize the rest of our day and hopefully get some information about the city. We'll see.
After a little bit of reshuffling of our day and finding something else to do, we decided to start off at Castillo de San Felipe de Barajas, which is actually a giant fort here overlooking the whole city. It was the biggest fortress that the Spaniards ever built in any of their colonies. And it's massive. They built it so big and so powerful that despite numerous attempts, no one could capture this city again. And I'm pretty excited to explore this. It looks like we're gonna have quite a climb to get up to the top, and it is toasty out here today, so wish us luck.
Steps in. This is a good location for a fortress because no one's gonna want to come up here and take it over.
Ooh, I am covered in snow. It's so hot out. So any invading forces, not only would they have to contend with the cannon fire that was coming from this fortress, but if they got close enough, this whole place is just filled with tunnels. There's a maze of tunnels under the ground, and they could fill those tunnels up with explosives. And if you started getting close, they would just blow up the explosives in the tunnels, causing you to be exploded from below or fall into the pit. So it was quite a well-designed fortress, and I can definitely see why it was never conquered by any invading forces. It's a pretty impressive place.
One benefit to coming up to the very top of the castle here is that you get some incredible views of the city, which I guess was a nice practical feature for when it was a castle, but for today it's just a really nice, aesthetically pleasing lot that we get to watch.
So we took a quick little stop back at our hotel to kind of figure out what we're doing the rest of the day. I think we got the rest of it figured out. Have some plans to just get around the city again. But our hotel is in the Gethsemane area, which is just a beautiful kind of more residential area right outside the main walls of the city. And in recent years, it's become a very hip area. There's artists, bars, trendy restaurants, art shops everywhere, and it's a really cool place to stay. And we're gonna go grab some food right now, so we're gonna see what we can find that looks good.
So for lunch we stopped, there's a lot of different food stands along this area in Gethsemane where you can just kind of pick up some different things, kind of like a food truck, but they're all built into the wall. So we got some arepas, which is a popular dish here. We're gonna share this one. We might have a drink or two also on our walk. Just gonna have a little bit of lunch before we head to Old Town. So we're back where we started this morning, and we were able to find a audio guide tour.
Today I'll be taking you through the streets.
So hopefully this will work for us. Still a little disappointed we didn't get to do a walking tour this morning, but hopefully we'll at least get the lay of the land here in the old town of Cartagena.
Right when you come in through the main gate of the city, there's just this building across the gate where along the front side of it is just candy stall after candy stall after candy stall. It's quite amazing, quite tempting, but I think we're going to save that for tomorrow when we are going to try a bunch of the local foods here that you have to get in Cartagena. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you are notified as soon as that video comes out.
So we're now at the Plaza de la Aduana? Not sure, maybe we'll put the name down here, but this is the largest plaza in Cartagena, and this is where a lot of the gold, gem, silver trading was, and since Cartagena is known for all of the gold production, this was a very, this is the place where you probably wanted to be because that's where you're going to get your gold. So we're now here at Calle de Santo Domingo, which is known here in Colombia as kind of the start of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's career as a journalist, but he's also well known for being a Nobel Prize winner and author of books such as The Time of Cholera. One thing that is kind of reminiscent for us is how much it looks like the streets of the French Quarter in New Orleans. We notice a lot of similar architecture styles, and it's kind of fun to see how the similarities between where we live and coming out and going to new locations, but also kind of also seeing a lot of the differences as well. We're now at Plaza de la Proclamacion. I know I'm probably butchering that. I think it's like Proclamation, but in this square, this is where they had the Declaration of Independence from Spain. So noteworthy history here, and it's now used for kind of cultural events, so like gatherings and that sort of thing. So we just finished up our audio guide walking tour, and it was nice to kind of get a good sense of what is around town. And also I'm really excited about some new foods that I learned about. Hopefully we'll get to try. It was a little hard to hear, honestly. We had it on my phone and we just let it play through my phone speaker, so we did what we could. It's a very bustling city, so there's lots of noises, so we did what we could.
We came out to the walls that surround the city. They're still here, and we're just gonna go for a little bit of a walk, I think. They're kind of overlooking the ocean, which, I mean, would have been a great position for the wall to protect the city.
The breeze is nice. It's very hot here, so having a cool breeze from the water feels perfect. Whew. So we knew it was going to be hot here in Cartagena, but man, that sun is so intense. So definitely make sure you put on some sunscreen. I might put on a little bit more sunscreen after already putting on some sunscreen because the sun is powerful. We are semi-close to the equator, so that makes sense. Since it's so hot today, we decided to stop for gelato. Have some amazing local flavors. I got passion fruit and coconut water, and it's so refreshing. So we decided to end our day with a cocktail along the wall here because the sunset here is supposed to be just gorgeous. Unfortunately, it's a little bit cloudy right now, but we hope it clears up before sunset in a few minutes. We'll see. But either way, you can't really beat getting a cocktail and enjoying nice time outside and what now is gorgeous weather. So we're done pretty much exploring the city. We have one more day where we're going to be eating around town, which we're really excited about. So if you happen to have some things that you like to do in Cartagena that we didn't cover, please leave it in the comments. So we're gonna enjoy our cocktails now. Thanks for watching.